Hey everybody, DayTraderRockStar here, and a great video on the super signal. First thing I want to announce, we're going to be doing a webinar. I'm going to be doing a webinar this Thursday, August 10th at 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock at night. Yes, it's going to be a nighttime webinar, and it'll be open to the public, and that it will be on DayTradingRadio.com. So make sure you write that down and mark it on your calendar. If you're already a member of Day Trading Radio, you don't have to sign up. It's a free webinar. But if you're not a member of Day Trading Radio, we are going to have just a sign up so you can get in and get the alerts and get everything set up for you, so you have all the tools and stuff, and we'll send those to you. So just look for the link in the description of the video so you can sign up for the webinar and get the tools that you need to follow along. And some special stuff also, including the alerts for the next 10 days. So that's going to be this Thursday, August 10th, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. You'll probably hear a little bit more about it. We're going to be going over, the super signal and how we use it for prop trading, bot trading. I'm going to go over the Rockbot guide and how to use the Rockbot. I have some new scripts I'm working on. I want to show those, and how to pass the evaluation on prop trading. And that's the big thing that I started here at Day Trading Radio over the last few months, is actually sending out what we call the super signal. The super signal is a combination of two different criteria that has to be met for the signal to generate. And when that generates, the probabilities and the success rate on this just increase exponentially. And it's such an important signal that I've pretty much redefined a lot of the site to focus on this signal, because it's such a great signal. And so I'll be teaching that signal and how to identify it and how to apply it, and especially for prop traders, if you want to apply this will get you qualified if you wait for that super signal. Now again, the super signal consists of two different signals. Each one of them they are great, but together they are super, hence the name. If you are watching Day Trading Radio and you watch the show, I send out on an average 3 to 7 alerts per day of the super signal. Now we also use, again, if you're familiar with the site and familiar with my type of trading, I also point out other important aspects of the market, technical setups in the market in preparation for this video. I was doing some scans and getting some of the charts and showing you things that we were running today. Actually, today I placed the super signal on my prop account with the Bullnox prop account. Right now, this is just a picture of the overnight trade right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the what I'm going to do is actually apply the Rockbot scripts to the platform here, to the Bullnox account. And what I'm going to do right here is I'm just going to go on this, and we're using the Thunderbird 23 buy signal here. And this is just going to backtest the setups and place them where they were. Now, I typically don't trade too much after hours, so it might, if I apply this, it's going to go active, and when it goes active, it's going to backfill and show all the setups of the day and stuff. It might actually take a setup here today while we're doing this live. When I'm doing the volume, I might get out of it because I don't like the I don't like to trade overnight here. And we're going to zoom out here, and you can see these are all the entries and exits after hours. But we're going to go back here during the day where we came in here, and as you can see, these entries, divergence long, divergence long, are all part of the super signal. Now the super signal comes in, and again, this is not about the super. We'll teach you more about the super signal during the webinar and answer any questions you have. But the super signal really combines multiple time frames of stochastic bands rotating together, combined with a divergence. So when we have something like this here, the 60-10, the 14-3, the 9-3, I'm missing out a band here that is important too. But because this is not my, this is just for demonstration purposes, I left the band out, but typically there'll be 4 bands here, and when they all line up and you have a divergence, that's what we call a super signal. So that would have been a super signal today. There was a super signal at 1240, and it was a divergence, and this was the key here. That was a little relative divergence there, and that was one of the better setups of the day. And again, to teach you why that is the setup, I'll go more into that on Thursday. But as you can see, these entries are just almost exact off the little dips here. We get these little pops. And what's interesting on this, I recently started doing this before I went on vacation. I started adjusting the parameters to this to a very, what we call a overnight scalping setup, which I take 3 ticks off. I take 3, I trade 5 contracts. The first target is 3 ticks, and then a stop goes up here. Trailing stop goes up right after that 3 ticks, so it becomes a break-even trade. And a lot of times we'll get those alerts and we'll continue to run and we'll get more than the 3 ticks, but it keeps it very tight. Now, you're going to see something here because I was just doing some back testing before, and I'm always studying this, trying to make it a little bit better, a little bit faster. And how do you tell how well these are? I mean, there's a lot of noise on the screen, but if you're watching it and you see these things move, if you see something that says first profit, that means it hits first profit. If a trailing stop, means it moved the trailing stop up to break even. So a lot of this is just a lot of trades that are happening. You get profits, you get the trailing stop, first profit, trailing stop, divergence long, first profit, trailing stop. In some cases, you might even get second profits. If you would increase your, or kind of what I like to loosen your trailing stop and give it more room, you'll probably take advantage of a lot of these moves. But we're going to talk more about that and how to apply those levels. Right now, I keep these parameters on because they've been working so well, and I'm going to show you how good they've been working. And again, this will all be taught during the webinar. And seeing how to get this to run on your own machine. Like I said, I had this running on my account today, and I was up about $700 by the end of the day. I gave back a little just by messing around on a short at the end of the day, and it kind of got pushed out. And again, it was against it wasn't a bot trade or anything, but all the bot trades were actually worked out perfect. Now here with the NinjaTrader platform, I'm going to show you something that's going to help traders today, because this is going out to the members here at Day Trading Radio. You know, we've been concentrating on this a lot and really defining it and refining it like fine wine. Right now, typically our script here gives us what we call and let's take a look here. Let's move this over. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to bring up something here that NinjaTrader gives you on the platform. All right, watch this here. So typically what I'd like to do here is just to kind of go over, instead of reading into all that and kind of counting the trades on the chart, what I'll do is I'll go into backtest mode. I'll pull the script that I'm running, which is the Thunderbird 23 buy signal here, which you have the opportunity to rent the or lease the Rockbot to run on your own platform also if you're a member of Day Trading Radio. These are the parameters that you could choose from, your first targets, your second targets, how much you want to take off. You can use any combination. It gives you a lot of options, and however you want to run it with a trailing stop, and how fast, where you want to start your trailing stop, how close you want to run it, behind the price, how many shares you want to come off at each level. So everything is here. And then we have a stop loss type. We have a signal bar low, which is typically a divergence low. If you know about divergences, we want that to be there. So what I'm going to do is here, we're going to back test it. We're going to put my parameters in here. 3 ticks coming off, and I took 3 contracts off. And then the second profit is 10 ticks. It's 2.5 points. And then we're going to take 1 more off there. Remember, 5 cars. And then from that point on, the stop loss, I'll leave that at 6. Trailing stop, we're going to move that to 3. Now we don't have to worry about the stop loss ticks here, because this is the stop loss type is a signal bar low. If I want to use the stop loss ticks, then I would switch this to ticks right here. But we're going to keep it on signal bar low. We don't have to worry about whatever that number is. Doesn't matter. what we're going to do, what it's going to calculate is what the low is for the divergence, and it's going to place the stop right below the low. The instrument here, we're going to call it the let's see here. Let's call it the ES, because I started off trading the ES today. And we're going to use the 1 minute chart. Now we're also going to talk about today's action. We're not going to go back. We're going to go to August 7th. And we're going to close it on August 7th. So it's just today. And this is the important part. We're only going to use the regular trading hours. We're not going to use any of the overnight time frames. So real regular trading hours, equity here based. Now, you're going to see something interesting on here, and this can be a problem with any type of bots, and this would probably, and I did a whole segment on this before I left, talking about you can have the best setup and get stopped out on a big, holding into news and getting a kind of a rogue candle, and if you have a big long candle, a long tail, and your trailing stop goes under that, that could mean, you have a large loss possible if you get taken out on a very big candle that typically comes in during market volatility, usually at the open or around important news, like it could be the Fed news, a jobs report, or any type of breaking news. The market will whip around, and that whippage will give us divergences, but it'll also give us a stop that might be too far out of range. So you have to pay attention to that. So watch what happens here. This is on the ES. All right, well, 78, that's not bad. 29 trades, this is about what I did today. I did a little bit better. And I guess it's on the ES. 37 trades that the bot took. I didn't take that many trades. I turned mine on a little bit. I turned it off a lot during the day when I was going to lunch and stuff. 78% profitable. Number of winning trades, 29. Losing trades, 7. Even trades, 1. This is what I wanted to say here. Largest losing trade, 1,062. 1,062. So imagine that one trade, even though we're positive on the day, we had a great percentage. One trade was down $1,000. So that's and what we could do here is actually go and look at this, and look at our trades, and see where that 1,000. That was probably right around here. I don't even. Let me see if I could open this up a bit. Yeah, the profit, the loss here. That was at 11 o'clock, from 11:04 to 11:07. We're doing okay up until then, and you can see most of them are up nice. A few. There was another loser back here. That was, what time was that anyway? 2:26 p.m. All right, so let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this. This is what I wanted to look at. Let's look at the chart. And these are the trades, and we go back to about 11. What time was that? It was 11 something. Most of these are all good, beautiful trades, but I think there was one here. From 23 here, you can see the divergence was right here, and it got us in right at the top, and then got stopped out. So the entry was 23, the stop was at 19. So that was about a 4 point pullback there, which added up pretty fast on the trailing stop, and that was the one that got stopped out pretty fast. And how do you prevent something like that? Well, sometimes you will get a bad beat, even though the setup is there. There might be news or something coming out, and it might pull you back. Typically, you're looking pretty good. So what I decided to do is said, all right, how do we get through that? How do we fix that? So let's go back here, and let's go back over here, and we'll go back up to our parameters and everything here. I like the parameters, but let's change the signal bar low, because that was our issue. We had too big of a candle, and let's change it to ticks. And let's just make this super tight. Let's make it 3 ticks. Basically, you're not. It's just taking the entry, and it's like it either works or it doesn't work. And you're not going to have any. You might get a lot of these trades might not have worked out and stuff. So let's run this now. Also, we're also using that same parameters, real-time trades, no extended hours, break at the end of the day. All right, so let's see what comes up now. Adjusting that a bit. All right, so you can see that was a little tight on that, a little tight. Still holding a profit, but definitely your percentages went down here. So now let's go here and let's make this a little bit higher. Let's give it a little room, but let's kind of get rid of those big candles. So here we have 6 ticks, which basically is 1.5 points. Right? 8 ticks would be 2 points. So instead of like having 5 points, you have 1.5 points on 6 ticks. Pretty nice stop on this. Divergences are killer. So you're looking at almost a 2-to-1 ratio here. Let's take a look at this, the results here. And watch the power of the Rockbot. Bam. Now we have our 85% profitable zone here. Or we're up here. 34 trades, 29 winning trades, 4 losing trades, $2,887. The max drawdown, $562, which, again, you have to consider max drawdowns when you're trading prop accounts. A lot of people are using that option 1 to get that real cheap, monthly fee. You're paying $14, $17 a month, and you have an opportunity to qualify using these type of signals. Man, I'd be doing this I'm talking to my son, trying to get my son to do this. I said, here's a pathway to making money. Actually have a good chance of qualifying. Now, what I would say is, don't take the trailing drawdown. Don't take the cheap route. That's a sucker's play. Very hard to, deal with a rolling drawdown where it counts, every pullback is counted against you and adds up. So you have to be almost perfect. Now this is almost perfect. I mean, this is pretty good, 85%, but you still get a little rolling pullback here. And you don't want to have too many of those. You only have $2,500 dollars on this account here, the 50,000 account. And we'll talk more about that in a second. We have a great coupon. There is a coupon for this up until Thursday for 90% off. And I'll throw that in the link in the bottom here. So this is something you definitely want to take advantage of. So look at that. Beautiful setups. Again, you can look at the analysis. It'll break down. Just all green. I mean, it looks like it crushed it. It crushed it. Let's take a look at the trades. So our biggest loss here was at 375. That looks like that was just a max loss that you're dealing with. 1, 2, 3, 4, but combined with everything else that was working so well, and you see the results here and how many, it's right there for you. It's right there. 85% profit factor, 2.64, 85%, 34 trades. That's if you're running this. I don't run this all day. I don't run it at the end of the day. From 3 o'clock on, I tend to be very cautious on it. But the signals are there, so we're going to be running with these are parameters tomorrow on the show. I want to keep everything the same, but we're actually going to keep that stop loss at 6 instead of a trailing or a signal bar low here. Signal bar low, much different again than a regular tick. That's going to give us those big extension candles. So just to let you know, that's an update going into tomorrow. And I think you're going to like this. So that's pretty great stuff going into tomorrow. I'm excited, very excited. I really do believe this is the path of making some serious money in the markets. Here's a way of actually not putting a lot of money out there on the line. Starting off and then getting beat up. You could easily get smacked around, as you can see with the ES here being on the wrong side of ES, you could lose $1,000 like that. But having a very tight, and again, I would definitely, rely on a lot of the signal generating bots that I have to identify these levels, and then maybe even manually take control of the trade after that gets you in. That's important, to get you into the trade and manually control it after that. Also, making sure you're trading on the right side of the trade. Adjust your parameters to move with the market. If the market's moving down, tighten up your profit area. See, that's why I have this 3 tick. We're even in a downward trend. We tend to be getting those 3 ticks before it roll until our trailing stop goes up. It protects the profits we have in, and it's nothing really to worry about. And this is where we are right now. It continues to, even overnight, it continues to move up, take our profits, and move trailing stops. So this is active right now. We'll see if anything hits. Going up, market's down 9 1/4. So that is the setup there. And we're going to be teaching that Thursday. We're going to be going over anything. A lot of people will be starting their prop trading accounts, and they want to set up the Rockbot, or at least set it up properly, and how to get it started, how to connect everything. We're going to walk you through how to set up the Bullnox account. I'm using the Bullnox one, but you can apply this to the Apex too if you're using the Ninja Trader. Anything will help. Anything will work as long as you have the Ninja Trader platform. I'll walk you through how to set it up with your feeds and stuff. Let's just jump over here for a second. All right, so there's 2 ways of actually signing up for the webinar. One, if you're a member already, you're already in. You don't have to do anything. If you're a trial member, you're already in. You don't have to do anything. Signing up is going to get you as a trial. It's free. Doesn't no credit card or anything. You could go over to Day Trading Radio, click your phone on dtr.tv/free, or go to that website and just put in a username, password, and then you'll get the email back. Or on the bottom of this link, there'll be a link in for the webinar. You could also sign in through there with your email, and it's going to send you some of the course material that you would like to have, a couple webinars and stuff that you'll find very useful, and it'll keep you getting ready for the big night on Thursday. So if you are, again, a member, then you click on, after you sign out, you put in your username and password right there. It just clicks on, and then your dashboard is going to open up here. And the dashboard is such a that's our toolbox here. Let me zoom out here. Make sure you can see everything. I'm going to zoom way out here so you could see a lot of things. It might look real small to you, but just to kind of give you. And now this is our dashboard, and down here is where we have the prop trade screen here, where you see that prop trading alerts go out, and they go out into the trade alert box, and they get delivered to you instantly through email or text message. You set that up on the top here under your alert manager. So when you sign in, go to your alert manager, you'll see an email, text, submit button. If you want to get a text message, put in the number you want your text message alerts. If you want to email, just set it up. You'll see the super signal set up there. And this is where, you'll see here the ones in black. The ones in red are the trades I'm taking. These are live trades and stuff. What we do. The ones in black are the what I call the super signal alerts. And we had a quad rotation here. And what I'll do is I'll send out those alerts, and it'll tell you the price. It'll also tell you, I'll give you a link of where the setup was and why it was setting up, and any information that goes along with that. That's actually a picture of one of the alerts at 11:30 today that we sent out. So going back here, lots of information on there, and that's where the webinar will be held on this. So you'll get a lot of the information. A lot of these links and videos and forums and stuff are all at your disposal, our news feeds and stuff. So feel free to have a good time in there on your trial, 10 days. And then don't forget to get into the chat room. You click on the chat room on the top. It'll go in, it'll automatically log in your name and stuff. If you have a pass, don't have to do anything. Just push start. I'm at home right now, so I'll just put home because I'm already logged in at the office. And then it'll log you in. Right now we have some traders in the room, but probably not much activity here as we go into about 10 o'clock in the evening. So we'll just close that down there. Market's here at the lows right now, actually. So I'm going to send this out, and don't forget, sign up with the link below. Oh, one last thing. All right, one last thing. If you're interested in the in trading the prop alerts with us, here's your coupons and how to get on board. Now, you know what's great about this? And again, I'll be talking about this because I am just amazed that this is going on. The opportunity to trade, pretty much, it is a simulation account in the beginning, but they're giving you the feed. They're giving you the NinjaTrader platform. You know, they're giving you, let's see here, they're giving you the platform. They're giving you the rhythmic data feed. All right. They're giving you the opportunity, a pretty cheap price. I mean, if you use the code, you're paying about $17, and you're going to get the license fee for the NinjaTrader, enables you to use it. You're going to get the data feed and the opportunity to qualify. And once you qualify is just make it for an example. We'll go over to the website here for a second. All right, we got a live trade happening right now. I just wanted to point that out. I forgot to turn off the script, so we have a live divergence trade here on the prop account right now. Divergence long, and it's trading. And let's see what happens here. I hear some orders going off in the background. That's because it's running on the day trading radio site too. So we have a stop being put in here. It hit the first profit, and then if it moves up another tick, it'll move this stop up to break even. Looks like everything just died here. I'm not even seeing it move now. It's still going, but there it goes. Anyway, quad rotation stuff. Didn't even mention that. Quad rotation is part of the super signal. So if we go to, let's see if we can actually put the quad rotation trail 60 on here and see if it sets up here. Because this is the second part of the of the super signal. Is having that set up here. Now, there it is. That blue line here represents the quad rotation. And we already had the divergence, quad rotation. First target taken. Again, overnight, typically I wouldn't run this overnight because of the lack of volatility, lack of liquidity. But we'll let it run now because we have a very tight stop. Actually, do I have a 6.6 tick stop on this? I think I do. Anyway, a little distraction here. Live action here. Kiki. Turtle man. Another quad here. So the quad is acting really good. It's a good sign. The thicker that gets. All right. Well, we'll let that play out. Maybe we even take it off. You can even take that off anytime you want. That's a great thing about being in the trade. It usually gets you in a profit. If the market's trending down and you just want to take your profit, you could do that also. So that's also important to realize. I think it's taken. It says it has two left on the trailing stop. Took 3 off. There's 2 left. Trailing stop with 2. Normally I would have a second target up there. I don't see that second target being triggered. I have to look at the script here, see what script is running. But either way, they all have the same fundamental, the same setups, just a little bit different on some of them. So let's just go back to and finish up this video. Apologize for the distraction there. There's so much All right. And the trailing stop came up and locks your profit in here. So again, here's an example. So you go to the bull next, use the link here as and normally, you could. These are your prop accounts. These are your simulation of what we call evaluation accounts. Typically they start off at a crazy level. The one I use is 50,000, but like I said, I recommend You could use any of them just to get used to it. This is the one I'm using. If you wanted to use that, you would click on that and then put in the coupon code. And this is good until it's normally normally it's $175 for each month. So this code is Ruth, RUTHC, Ruth C. And then click on that. And then go back up here and you'll see that the price has changed to $17.50 a month. So it's a huge discount, a crazy discount. And now just think, that's less than a stop out. You know, that's being able to trade the whole month and be able to try to get to your, you know, what you're trading up to 7 contracts. Your profit target is 3,000. Your max trailing drawdown is 2,500. Like today, we almost made 700 and change. I mean, we're, you know, in one day of trading. I think, again, if you have a super signal, and I'm going to talk about this more on Thursday, you could go max contracts on the ES. You get 10 points very easily in this thing, and you'll qualify on 1 or 2 trades. Those, we have to wait for the super signals, though. Don't go randomly thinking that you're going to, you know, take on the world and trade your way up to these. This is a hard game. You wait for everything. The perfect setup is out there. We know how to identify it. Take any of the options. Maybe you want to go with the $100,000, you know, here. Let's see what that is instead. $21 only, $100,000. Ruth C, RUTHC. It works for all these. Let's go all the way up to $250,000 account, up to 25 contracts. Profit target, you know, have some fun. Boom. $53 instead of $481. They're giving you 90% off all these. On the option 2, I'll put the code down on the option 2. Option 2 does not give you that rolling drawdown. It's a long day. Rolling drawdown. So at the end of the day, you get a fresh start the next day. You're not carrying that loss over. So it's the end of the day. It's a great option here. Great option on that. What we were talking about earlier was, you know, maybe it's better not to have that rolling drawdown. So you have these option 2s are usually without the rolling drawdown. And just for comparison here, a rolling end of day scaling, $50,000 account, 7 contracts, everything basically the same, usually $175 a month. So they're offering a 40% coupon off on this, a 40% coupon on this. And again, they're always going to keep this one a little bit higher because of the, you know, because of that rolling drawdown option. It makes it more valuable. I think it's easier to do. I mean, we could blow right through these pretty good. I mean, if you could do off the option 1, option 2 will not be a problem at all. And I think everyone should do an option 2. If they come out with a better code, I'll definitely have it because I'm a pretty good relationship now with these guys over there. So I'll watch for that. But right now, the DTR40 is the code. DTR40 meaning the 40% off. Normally it's $175. You apply the code on that. It brings it down to $105. Still not bad. You know, not bad. Takes $70 off. And again, use the link that's associated with the code. And that'll be in the video description. It'll be on the description of the email and anything else you see. It's pretty simple. So it's your choice. You could go dirt cheap, $17.50 with a rolling drawdown, or you could not have that rolling drawdown and really pretty much easily qualify, in my opinion, easily qualify with an option 2, but you have to pay up a little. And maybe even, you know, let's take a look at what that $10,000 or $25,000 account. Let's take a look at the $10,000. It gives you how many contracts? Max micro contracts, 5 micro contracts. Profit target 1,000. We didn't have the micros today. Let's just see what that is. I'm curious. $69. 5 micro contracts. So you can't even do 1 ES contract. Here you have up to 3 ES contracts. Max contracts 3. That is $87. Applying that DTR 40. It's not that bad. Profit target 1500. 3 contracts. ES. That's option 1. Sorry. That's option 1. Don't want to any option 1s. You don't want to use the DTR 40. You want to use the TTR. You want to use the Ruth C. The Ruth C is going to give you that huge discount. So don't get those confused. That's $14.50 to 10,000. But again, let's go back to the option 2, the cheap one. I wanted to see what the cheap one was here. Let's see if that works. What the hell? Does it give us anything on that? 115. No. Let's go to DTR 40. Again, the DTR 40 is on the option 2s. Normally this one's 115. It says 115. Let's hit the code. Brings it down to 69. All right, so $69 a month using the end of day drawdown, 5 micro contract. Profit target 1,000. Daily loss limit 400, so you can't lose more than 400 in the day. The one with 25K is 500. The one with 50K is 1,100. 1,100 with a profit target of 75. Just curious to see what that is. It's 105. That's the 50,000 again, up to 7 contracts. 105. All right. Well, that's a little background on that. And again, those links are in the room for you. And you can set those up if you need help setting that stuff up. Thursday, I'll be with you for that purpose. Oh, look at that. First profit taken out. And I guess we got the trailing stop hit on that. So another good trade here. The Rockbot coming in. That was actually a super signal. And normally I'll be sending the super signals out at this time of the evening, but I'm in the middle of the video. But you got to see it live, a super signal, live action. And I really want to see that divergence, a good divergence, a higher low divergence. The one last thing I will say on this, I kind of handpick these alerts and send them out. There might be a mathematical divergence, but I'm looking for that second higher low. I really am. I know, been in this market so long, know all the good setups, and when I see the good one, I'm going to tell you, time to go in, time to bet, big, time to pull out the big guns, because this is your opportunity to qualify fast. And those are the signals you're going to get. They're the most valuable signals in the market right now, and they're brought to you here at Day Trading Radio. So I hope you enjoy them going forward. I'll see you guys Thursday, and I'll see you guys in the market every day here at DayTradingRadio.com.